In this video, we are going to talk about exponents. Please write down the word exponents in your notebooks. Then I want you to write what it means. The exponent can be used when you multiply a number by itself. So for example, 10 to the second power. Exponents mean powerful. It grows by its base. It grows by its base. Not just simply multiplying, it's actually multiplying by itself. So there's the exponent and the base. So 10 to the second power, the 10 is the base. Please write this down. The 2 is called the exponent. The 2 is little 2 at the top of the 10. So it looks like that, like what you see there. So 10 to the second power. And 10 to the second power is, let me just show you here. First, I want you to write the base is the number being multiplied and by itself, and the exponent tells you how many times to use the base as a factor. So when you multiply 10 by itself, you get 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is called the square of 10 because it's almost like area. The area of a square is when you multiply the length times the width, which is the same as, and both of them are the same. So if you had a square, all sides are equal. You multiply 10 times 10. That's where they got the word. Instead of saying second power, sometimes they'll say 10 squared. 10 times 10 is 100. Please write everything down that you see here. We're going to practice now. So for example, 3 to the second power, or 3 squared. We'll review more of that concept in class, but 3 to the second power is 3 times 3 equals 9. Because the little 2 at the top tells you how many times to write the big number or the base. Okay, it's all about the base. Now 4 to the second power, please write each one down. So write 4 to the second power, then write 4 times 4, which equals 16. Then do the same for 5 to the second power, then 6 to the second power, and then 10 to the second power, which we sort of did in the first slide. But do it again, please. And please be sure to understand that it's not saying multiply by 2. That is incorrect. Or else they would both be the same size. It's 3 to the second power means 3 times 3, not 3 times 2, 3 times 3. Now, let's do it with 2-digit numbers multiplying by powers of 10. So find 23 times 10 to the second power. Write that example down. So 23 times 10 to the second means 23 times 10 times 10. And you could put in parentheses because then you know you want to capture 10 times 10. You do parentheses first according to PEMDAS. 10 times 10 is 100. Then 23 times 100 equals 2,300. And now let's do 316 times 10 to the second power is 316 times 10 times 10. And again, 316 times 100 equals 31,600. Now remember, please write it perfectly and neatly going down the way you see it here, because when we get to our order of operations, we are going to write step by step when we solve a piece of the problem, then we write the next step, and then we solve the next part of the problem. So you please get used to writing everything going down step by step. Now, on your own, I'd like you to do this slide 1 through 4, multiply all of those. And then we're going to talk about looking for a pattern in the products when 10 to the third is a factor. Now, 10 to the third is 10 times 10 times 10 is called the cube of 10, because when you find the volume of a cube, we talked about this, we multiply 3 edges. 10 times 10 times 10. If those were the dimensions, it would be 10 cubed, which is also 10 to the third power, which equals 1,000. Please write that down. Now we're going to just do 2 of these. We'll do 2 to the third power is, please remember, it's 2 times 2 times 2. The little 3 tells you how many times to write the base. Then you will do 2 times 2, which is 4. Bring down the times, bring down the 2. Then you will do 4 times 2 equals 8. Let's try, and then 3 times 3 times 3 would be 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. We will do the rest of those in class, but keep going. I'm not done yet. Please make sure you're going on the video. Now we want to try 45 times 10 to the third. So now it's the same process. 45 times 10 to the third is really multiplying 45 times 1,000, which is 45,000. 605 times 10 to the third is again multiplying 10 3 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 605. So it's 605,000. 605 times 1,000 is 605,000. Please write that down. And the last slide for homework is this slide. And that's all. Thank you.